The Blueprint Generation AI is finally available for anyone to purchase right on Fab. It's the first link in the description, go check it out now. It's over 3 months since I announced this in my last video, but here it is. Fully released on Fab. So, the first feature which I already showcased in my last video is to generate blueprints. So, just ask it for a function and it will generate one and you are good to go. It's as easy as it gets. Next thing is it can explain nodes you don't know. For example, this find path to actor synchronously. And I have zero idea what it does, then I can just click explain node and it explains it step by step. So the input and the output pins and everything you need to know. And this also works for nodes from plugins and for nodes from, for example, for magic nodes, that's another plugin, and just for any node basically. The next feature is that it can explain selected code. So you select multiple nodes and then this explain selected code option appears, and if you click this, it gives you a step-by-step breakdown of everything that happens. This is especially useful if you have code from someone else and you want to understand how it exactly works. And you see there's another option, the find issues option, and this is another feature, so you can select again multiple nodes and then it will return everything that might be an issue or is an issue. In this example I changed this multiply to be 0 and at the very last point it said 0 or something. It definitely explained that this might be an issue. And remember, this is still a beta version and the very first version of this beta, so bugs, issues, crashes might occur, but please report them and I will fix those. And let's check out the last page and then we will hop into the engine. So it is the full source code is included. Generations of functions are usually between 5 to 10 seconds. It has free usage, so you have a one-time purchase and then you can use it for free instead of having an annoying subscription. And it has free usage because of the Gemini API, because that one can be used for free and you don't have a limit on that as far as I know. So this is also regularly updated, so new features will come and these will also blow your mind. I don't want to share them yet, but I'm very excited about those. It is wild, okay? It is wild. But first mission is to make this as stable as possible and to make this as good as possible, and then I will continue with adding more features. This is also cost effective, so if you use Gemini it is free, but if you choose to use OpenAI, $1 gives you around 3,300 functions. It is 100% written in C++ and 100% Slate code, so that is the C++ UI framework of Unreal Engine. Then it supports the OpenAI API and Gemini, and other providers such as Anthropic Cloud will be added, and if you want me to add another provider just let me know. And local LLMs will be also added soon, since that is a feature that a lot of people requested, and it's perfect because you can use this without internet connection and you don't need to send your data to some online LLM like Gemini or OpenAI. It has over 10,000 lines of code, and this is just the lines that I made public because I also wrote a bunch of developer tools that helped me debug this entire thing. So it probably is 15 to 20,000 lines of code. Alright, let's hop into the engine. Before we hop into the engine, let's check this out. You can pause and read this or just click the first link in the description and read it for yourself. But make sure to check out the documentation, because in this documentation you have a step-by-step guide on how to do this thing. I have a temporary documentation video until I made this entire documentation, and here it shows you how to set up the API, and trust me, this is easy, and yeah, that's it. Let's hop into the engine now. If you want to be a part of this journey and want to give feedback or read what others think about this AI, make sure to join my Discord server. The link is also in this video description, but also in the product description. Here people chat about the AI and give suggestions and all that juicy stuff. Also, you can report any bugs in the bug report channel or via the support tickets. And if you were a part of the Patreon, make sure to check out the news and updates, and make sure to check out this announcement, because for Patreon supporters you can choose a gift or a full refund, or just leave everything as is, as a donation. Read this please if you were a Patreon supporter in the AI supporter tier, because that tier won't give you any advantages anymore. Half of the people that were patrons already reached out to me. Please, the other half, I need you to answer. Thank you very much. Okay, now to the juicy stuff. So if you have this plugin downloaded and installed, you have this AI assistant in the Edit Plugins tab, and Kibibyte Labs, beta, and then you just enable this, okay? And once you enable this, you have this nice little button here. If you click this, you have this chat window. And it wants a API key here, and in the documentation I show you how to do this. I will skip this part for now. Once you pasted the API key and click on the save button, you can choose which API key this was. In my case it was OpenAI, and then you can already chat to the AI. So the default context that gets selected, or the default reference, is this level blueprint. So let's type in generate a function that generates a random password, and this was the thing that we also tested in the first video, and let's test it again and see what happens. It is thinking again, and it is flickering for a second. This is a system that is in place to prevent this video, to prevent this chat from being over some important message. And if you click this button, you get navigate to the blueprint. This opened on my second screen. Then you can close this, and it might has errors here, but if you compile, these go away. So yeah, that's an issue. The graph is a mess. I still haven't fixed this, but there are plugins available to format this graph. In my last video, the retention dropped a lot when I explained this, but this will work, and this is a solid solution. So let's test the other features. Let's go into a level blueprint. Let's go in here and let's search for some random node that no one knows. Okay, should research this thing, for example. Let's right click on explain node. Then it is explaining the node, and let's wait for a few seconds, and there you have the node explained. Okay, then we have a bunch of nodes. For example, this one. Let's select our entire function and ask it to explain the selected blueprint code, so the entire code, not just one node. And after a few seconds it should answer. There we go, it explained everything, and we also can find issues with this. And let's try to find some issues. Sometimes this part glitches out because there just aren't any issues, and then it thinks it found something, but it isn't valid. In this example, the input b for integer bigger than integer isn't connected. This is right. In our case, this isn't an issue because we want to check if it's 0 in this example. And it just finds issues like this. It also said no critical issues found, logic appears valid. And this is exactly true because this is what we generated earlier. Perfect. This is it. When you buy this right now, you get all of these features, as I already said. Or did I say that? Anyways, if you use the Gemini API key, you have free usage because Gemini is awesome and it allows for free usage. I also have this tutorial video, and that is in the documentation, and that shows you everything step by step if this was too fast for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check out the first link in the description to check this plugin out on Fab. Goodbye.